What is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, I'm joining you here on hole 18 at the WACO Annual Charity Open. We have Paul McBeth with a 2-stroke lead over Luke Humphreys. At this point, it is a 2-horse race. The obvious shot for Luke is to jam one over the water, get yourself a birdie just like you did in round 1, and put the pressure on Paul McBeth. This is a very tough hole, and this is a great ending hole. And the reason it's a great ending hole is there's going to be room for loads of score separation. You can go beyond your first shot. You can go beyond your second shot. You can go beyond your third shot. The basket is very close to that hill, and your disc can trickle into the water. There's also OB long of the basket. There's so much that can go wrong. And the obvious play for Luke Humphreys here, if he is dedicated to playing for the win, he's got a nice cushion over Chris Dickerson, so he's not really worried about third place. Let's look at his shot in round 1.
Yeah, hit inbound, so he's good to touch from the other side.
Just outside the circle to save the par.
You really got to go wide if you're going with a stable disc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you want to play
This
for par
looks
here,
really good.
you can go so far out wide, but no need to play for par when you put it inside the circle.
Now Luke Humphreys proceeds to knock down the putt just like he was knocking down putts all weekend. So this shot right here really makes me question his killer instinct. There's not going to be many moments in your career where you have the opportunity and the tee box to put the pressure on Paul McBeth like this. Ricky's going to have more opportunities than most. Eagle, Chris Dickerson, and the top tier players are all going to have more opportunities than most players. But I think this is going to be a defining moment in Luke's mind where I think I'm not in his head, and I'm just really questioning the killer instinct of some of the players in the field, because I know I'm not at this level, but if I'm in this situation against Paul McBeth, even if I might throw it in the water, I am throwing, if it's a crazy headwind, I am just jamming my most overstable disc confidently over that water. And if it goes in the water, it goes in the water, but at least you won't have any regrets, because Luke could have parked this just like he did in round 1, put the pressure on Paul. Paul would have changed his tee shot and possibly went over as well. And Paul ends up just laying up for a bogey. He had a very difficult comeback putt for his par, and he winds up laying up and tapping in a bogey for the win. But if Luke Humphreys is under the basket, Paul can accidentally putt long and go in the water. He can miss, or he can lay up and commit to a playoff. But I'm just questioning the killer instinct of some of the lower tier players in the field. And I don't like the word lower tier, but the guys that you don't see on the top week in and week out. I think he's going to look back at this moment and wished he just jammed one over the water. But I'm really curious about your guys' opinion on this, because I was shocked to see that Luke did not throw it over the water. And he looked really, really happy with second place. I know if Paul's in second place, Paul is attacking you and throwing his disc over that water. I know Ricky's going over the water. Dickerson's going over the water. Conrad's going over the water. Eagle's going over the water. And that's not just because they have the distance. It's because they have the killer instinct combined with the distance. They are going to put as much pressure on you and fight for every stroke, especially at the end of the tournament. And so I was just shocked to see Luke just sort of lay down for second place, because everybody knows Paul McBeth's not going to mess up a little 250-foot hyzer and then a little approach to the basket. We saw Chris Dickerson mess it up, but if Chris is in second or first, he's probably going to take that shot more seriously and probably not throw it in the water. But with all that being said, I really just want to hear the community's response to this, because when I was watching this live, I was just shocked. I was so pumped that Luke was going to go across and put the pressure on Paul just like he did in round 1, and that just didn't happen. So I'd love to hear your comments in the comments section down below. You're watching Iceberg TV, and take care.